Welcome to another S&P 500 Trade Watch analysis. Today is September 18, 2022. This week, we will get the latest rate hike announcement from the Fed on Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Then we will hear from the Fed Chair Powell at 2:30. The expectation is 75 basis point hike. The market will be focusing on what Powell has to say more than on what the rate hike announcement actually is, unless the rate hike is less than or more than the 75 basis point. In this video, we'll analyze the price action and map out some possible scenarios for the coming week for the SPY, QQQ, IWM, Apple, and Tesla. Just a reminder, be sure to post your question you might have for me regarding to the tools or the analysis technique that I use in the comment section below. And after I have compiled enough questions, I will do a Q&A video to answer them. And if you are interested in reading additional contents from me, go visit my Substack page. The link is smtraderCA.substack.com. Here's an update that I posted the day before quad witching and alerted to be on the lookout for a possible flush to the 382 level and then a pump back up. So be sure to check my Substack page for updates throughout the week. And the best thing is to subscribe, and you will get these updates sent to your email automatically. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, click the subscribe and notification icon, and be sure to click the thumbs up to give it a like to help promote this video on YouTube. Now let's go and analyze the price action. Starting with the SPY, first thing we notice is the SPY came up to this high volume no and got rejected hard after the CPI came out. And this rejection suggested to us to look for the next high volume no. And it found it down here near the 394 area, and that was also near the lower range of last week's expected move. It chopped around here for a little while in this high volume no before it dived down to this 387 low volume zone here and ended the week at 387, this low volume zone near 387. Now the upper range for next week expected move is somewhere between 400 and 397. And the lower range of next week's expected move is between 374 to 372. This is a huge range for the week. It's equivalent to 280 S&P 500 cash index points from the high to the low extreme of this range. So be careful. Now here is the scenario for the coming week. First, we're going to look at the move on the upside. And here we see that possibly come up to this low volume zone and into this high volume no here near this 394 and chop around and possibly wait until the FOMC rate announcement. And after the rate hike announcement, the possible move is that it could continue to move up into the upper range of the expected move near the 400 level. Now, the other possible scenario on the post FOMC move is that it could dip back into this 387 and then move toward the lower range of the expected move. Then the other possible scenario is for the price to start the week by moving down near this high volume no here down to this 378 and kind of sit around here and waiting for the FOMC rate announcement. And if the announcement causes a reaction on the upward side, then we could see the price come back up to this low volume zone near the 387 area. Now, if it decide to move back down because of an unfavorable FOMC reaction, or the Powell's press conference might cause some negative reaction, then we could see this price move come down into this lower range of the expected move and possibly get down and fill this this gap here, this 369 area. So those are the up-down scenario for the SPY in the coming week. And the Q also got rejected due to the CPI numbers from this high volume zone to the high volume zone near the 292 area, and also came down and filled this gap here last Friday. So here's the range for next week. The upper range is somewhere between 302.50 to 335. and the lower range is somewhere between 278.30 to 275.50. And the scenario that we will be watching for in the coming week is look for the price to push up into this 292 high volume node and kind of stay here, chop around until after the FOMC announcement. Then one possible scenario is for it to push up into this low volume zone near the 298 and then toward the upper range of the weekly expected move near the 300 level. And the other possible move is on the post FOMC is to get rejected from this 292 high volume node and move back down into this high volume node near the 283 and toward the lower range of the expected move. Then for the downside would be starting off the week with a dip down into this high volume node near the 283 and kind of chop around here waiting for the FOMC announcement. Then on a post FOMC announcement, it could dip down to this lower range of the expected move. The other possible scenario would be, to push back up into this 292 high volume node. So those are the up-down scenario for the Q for the upcoming week. And for the IWM, we saw the IWM also got rejected back down to the high volume node here near this 179 by the CPI number. So next week, the upper range is between 187 to 185.50, and the lower range of the weekly expected move is between 172.50 to 171. Now here the scenario for next week. We're going to see if price will be chopping around between this 179 high volume node and this low volume node here, between this area here, 182. Then it's just going to chop around until a post FOMC reaction. And if it's reacted on a positive side, then we expect it to move up into this upper range here of the weekly expected move near the 189 area, also into this high volume node near this 189. Then if we see a negative post FOMC reaction, then we could see this thing move back down and head toward the lower range of the weekly expected move. And if the week started on a negative side, then we could see that maybe it will chop around between this zone here, between the high volume node of 179 and 176. Then until the post FOMC announcement, then we could see a negative reaction moving down toward the lower range of the expected move. And if there is a positive reaction to the FOMC announcement or Chair Powell's press conference, then we could see it move back up into this 184 area, this low volume zone here, and then possibly continue to move up toward the upper range of the weekly expected move. So those are the scenarios for the IWM. Now for Apple, we saw Apple close below this huge value area, this balance area, and it came down to this high volume zone here near the 149. Got a nice bounce back up. So the upper range for next week will be between somewhere around 158.25 to 156.90. And the lower range for the weekly expected move will be 144.50 and 142.50. Now here are the possible scenario for the coming week. First, for the upside is look for Apple to come back up and just chop around near the edge of this value area around this 152 level. And on a post FOMC announcement, if the reaction is positive, then look for a move back into this value area and come up, move toward the upper range of the weekly expected move. Now, if it is negative reaction to the post FOMC announcement, then look for this come back down into this high volume node here, this high volume zone, and work toward this lower range of the weekly expected move near this 144.50 area. And if the week started out negatively, then look for the price to come down into this high volume zone here at this 149 and possibly just kind of chop around near this edge before the FOMC announcement. Then on a post FOMC announcement, if it's react negatively, then look for a move down toward this lower range of the weekly expected move inside of this 144 area. And if it is a positive reaction on a post FOMC announcement, then look for a move to come back into this value area. So those are the scenario for Apple for the coming week. Looking at Tesla last week, it held up pretty well inside of this high volume zone here. The upper range for next week of the expected move will be between 323.30 and 318.60. And the lower range of the weekly expected move is between 288 and 284.20. Now, here are the scenario. For the upside, we expect the Tesla to continue to chop here until FOMC announcement. Then on a positive reaction to post FOMC announcement, then we'll expect to see Tesla to move up and break above this value area and move into this upper range near the 322, 323 level. And if it is a negative reaction, then we expect it to come back down to the lower edge of this high volume area and into the lower range of the expected move. And if Tesla start out the week on the weak side, then we expect Tesla to come down to this lower range or near this lower edge of this high volume node here, high volume zone between 288 and 284. Then look for it to pause here, chop around until the FOMC announcement. If it is a negative reaction on a post FOMC, then look for Tesla to come down into this edge of this high volume area here. And that would be somewhere around the 269 area. And if it have a positive reaction on the FOMC, post FOMC announcement, then look for Tesla to move back up to this upper edge of the value area near the 310 level and possibly make a move toward the upper range of the weekly expected move. And those are the possible scenarios for Tesla for the coming week. So I hope you found this analysis to be useful and informative, and be sure to smash that thumbs up to give it a like and help promote this video on YouTube. Thank you for watching and stay safe.